Whoa, man, can't wait to watch this vid. Tilescapes, totally rad, man.
DM Scotty's Tilescapes, the isometric terrain system. Craft them all. Wow your friend.
My friends, we have made it! We have made it to the last Dwarven Icebreaker video! Whew. Finally, I haven't done a video in this many parts in a long time. So I hope you enjoyed the craft. I was really pleased with it. I wanted to show the modularity of this thing, that you can, take it apart. You're not stuck with this giant ship. You can take it apart and use all these pieces for other things, right? That's what's so great about this. And it's based on my dungeon block system, and I made a ship out of it. You can make walls, ships, whatever, towers. I'm just making all kinds of stuff out of it. So this is just one example of thinking, well, outside the box that you can do with the dungeon blocks. So I'll quit rambling on. Let's hit the table, and we'll finally finish up all the final remaining details on this Dwarven Icebreaker. So let's hit it.
All right, let's start working on those lifeboats, mateys. Okay, I'm going to glue some craft sticks together, and these are just regular craft sticks. I'm using my Elmer's glue all. I'm just going to glue them together. And this will be the bottom of the boat, or the lifeboat. Let that dry up. Then I'm going to kind of mark the ends where the rounded pieces of the craft stick are, and I'll just cut them off with my snips. All right, nice. Now I'm going to measure 1/2 inch down, and then mark the center, okay? And I'm going to draw lines into that, because that's going to be the front of the ship. And I'll just snip those off. I'll make sure this is good and dry before you do this. All right, nice, easy. Now I'll just measure the sides, just put the craft sticks right up to next to the edge and snip off the ends. Easy. Snips make it really easy to cut these wooden pieces. And just put those on the side there. I'm going to use white glue. I like using white glue. It gives you more time than the hot glue, so that's kind of cool. And when you're doing stuff like this, it's not critical as far as it holding together while you glue it. White glue works great. Okay, so I'll glue that end on there. Nice. So now I've cut pieces for the front of the ship too, or the boat, I should say. The lifeboat. And I'll just knock that, just put it back into place. And get everything lined up, let it dry up. Now this dried up, I'm going to add a little more glue in the crevices. This will kind of make it stronger, make it, get all that glue in the crevices and make it hold together better. So now I've cut a piece to the front. It's from my donut box, right, that I use for the front of the ship, and I've just cut it kind of an angled up to kind of mimic the front of the ship, and then I cut a strip. All right, so I'll just mark that, cut it, bend it in the center. I'm going to add a little detail on the end there, cut the ends off, and then just glue that on with white glue. So paper and wood work really well. Elmer's glue all works really well with paper and glue, or with paper and wood, I should say. Okay, now I'm going to use my Sharpie and just kind of mark where I want the rivets. All right. And now if those are on, they're marked, I'll just use my E6000. You can use goop and just put my rhinestones on. And that really looks like rivets on there. Just super easy to do. And it's just a really nice effect. And I really kind of like the angularness of the boat because I was going for, like a Dwarven look. Okay, I spray painted it flat black, and I'm going to start putting my brown on here. Now I'm trying not to just color the whole boat in. I'm going along where the strips of the craft sticks are, because I want to leave that black in the center. It helps with the aging, right? And I'm going to put some tan over that while it's still wet. It works really great while it's wet because it kind of blends in. And looking really good in age there. Nice. Really happy with that. Looking good. All right, now the front of the ship is just going to be bronze, just like I did the ship itself. And there we go. We'll paint that some black on there. We'll be all done. The stairs were very easy, so I just cut these angled craft sticks and marked on them. I marked 5 steps there, so I could know where the steps would go, right? I measured those out. And then for the steps themselves, I just used these rectangular pieces of wood that I got from the craft store. You could actually just cut craft sticks if you wanted. I just had these. So I glued these in with the craft gun because doing the white glue is a lot harder on this type of thing, so it's just a lot easier to set with the craft glue. And you can see that there's some craft glue, or there's some hot glue, you know, smudging out from the pieces. You can just use the nozzle of that long hot glue gun, the CC Better that I recommend, and just blend those right into the project. And I just painted these up just like I did the boat, so same exact technique. Now let's hit the table and see the finished ship and talk about some of the elements. Here's our Dwarven Icebreaker. I thought it'd be great to get a look at the whole thing before we zoomed in on some of the details. So it is in all its glory, set up on its board, ready to play. Now here's a lifeboat. We'll put a dwarf in there for scale and take a look at it. I like it. It's really angular, nice. Looks like something a dwarf might have on their ship. And I got these panels, and if you want to know how to make those, you can check out my dragon boat video I did. Now here it is in the water, and I'm going to explain how I did the water at the end here. But yeah, looks great. Looks really fun. Now here's a trap door down to the hold. And this is basically just my Tilescape door just flat, right? And instead of standing up, it's just flat. And I just put a black, you know, background so it looks like it's going down somewhere. And there we go. It couldn't be easier. All right. Now I have this winch here too I added. And it's just some bits. It's a bobbin, a washer, and some other bits from my gears to make it look like maybe you could pull up the anchor or something. I thought that'd be cool. So here's the back of the ship, and let's take a look at the stairs. They really depend on just leaning against the back of the piece. And they're very sturdy, and they're actually very practical because the miniatures can fit right in there. So if you just kind of lock their bases in those stairs there, they fit and they can actually stand up. When I had the ship attacked, I had the whole stairway was full of enemies. So there we go, pretty cool. And this door here is just my standard Tilescape door. I've just put it on the deck of the ship, and it's just multi-purpose. Now I can use that for other stuff too, like pretty much everything else in this build. All right, cool. Now here's the back and the windows on the back. You may not have seen these in other videos, but those were on the back, and they're just my Tilescape windows. That's all those are, and they're just shoved in under the dungeon blocks there. So super simple and easy. Now, I want to talk about the water. It was really effective. I just used this clear cellophane, and you can see how the icebergs reflected in it, which is really cool. It also does some reflections up on the ship. You can see that when I scrunch it up. But yeah, I just cut it to the size of the foam core board that's blue underneath and just laid it on top. That's all. It's not even glued to it or anything. So I can just take it off, and makes great water. And the fan kind of makes it jingle a little bit. So really cool effect, right?
Well, you know, I guess this is what I get for making a ship out of cardboard, right? All right, guys, check out some of these links. Check out my Patreon. Check out my subscriptions. Check out these other videos. And have fun crafting and gaming. You guys take care, and let me know how to swing to the surface.